Do you know the definition of insanity? Doing the exact same thing over and over again, like expecting something to change. It's really funny because I genuinely believe Voss wasn't describing Jason, he was accidentally describing Ubisoft. Hello everyone, my name is Shami and today we're gonna talk about how Ubisoft accidentally broke Far Cry series. Back in the good old days, there was actually a time when Far Cry games felt really different worlds, different mechanics, great stories, amazing ideas. But then somewhere after Far Cry 3, something changed. Okay, so after the Far Cry 3, the franchise started evolving backwards. The major formula of Far Cry, it started repeating itself, and today many fans don't even hate Far Cry games, they just simply, they are tired of it. Okay, let's go back in time a little bit. Far Cry used to take risks, we know that. First Far Cry, it came out in 2004 and it was developed by Crytek. It had linear shooting, cutting edge graphics for its time and everything. Then we have Far Cry 2. Okay, this game was revolutionary for its time. Weapon jamming, malaria, fire spreading, realistic worlds, buddy system, like almost no hand holding, you know, like the game was just outstanding. Far Cry 2 wasn't always fun, but it was memorable, it was experimental, it respected the intelligence of the players basically. Okay, then came out Far Cry 3. If gamers been asked what game would they rate actually in Far Cry series, I'm pretty sure more than 80% of the people, they would vote Far Cry 3 because it was amazing, everyone loved it. Some people may argue that it was the villain basically that, everyone loved this game, the actor that played Voss, but it's not that. The villain was obviously outstanding in its own rights, but amazing pacing of the game first of all, personal story. Jason Brody actually changes throughout the game, like the character development of him. The outposts were really exciting because they were new, they were still new in the game. Exploration felt really rewarding. The entire basically island felt alive. The game actually sold more than 10 million copies back in the day, and that's where the story changes. Success is not always a good thing. It can sometimes be the biggest enemy of the creativity. So when Ubisoft found the perfect formula, they never left it. Basically after Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4 and 5 and 6 all were the same. Like ask yourself, how many times have you climbed a tower, liberated outposts, hunted animals, crafted bigger bags, unlocked radio stations, collected hundreds of icons? Eventually the excitement became a routine, and there is some evidence to back this theory. A director from Far Cry 4, Alex Hutchinson, he basically said that Ubisoft slowly became afraid of trying completely new ideas. They had experimental projects, many never survived. One example was Pioneer, a space exploration game which quietly disappeared. And this is no secret, like we know this from a while now, that instead of creating new IPs, Ubisoft kept doubling down on sequels. And we players, we kept noticing and we witnessed everything, like all of these changes. Okay, players don't hate Far Cry, let me be clear here. We don't hate Far Cry games, we love them, we spent our time in, we have memories of those games. Basically, players, they got exhausted. Many players still think that Far Cry games are excellent, like they have excellent gunplay, driving is amazing, explosions are really realistic, the chaos is there, those things are still fun. But the whole world of Far Cry, it started feeling like a checklist, like capture bases, go here, go there, destroy this, collect that, and it's all like on a repeat, it's a loop. Someone on the Steam page, they describe Ubisoft games as an inch deep but a mile wide, like let that sink in. It means like huge worlds, very little meaningful interactions. Okay, if you don't talk about the old fans of the game and the old players or the old fan base, even newcomers, like they have someone who never played Far Cry before, and on the community, when they try Far Cry for the first time, they didn't hate it. They simply got bored out of it. Like even people without the nostalgia, they can notice the repetition in the game. Even fans who played Far Cry 6 had criticism. Far Cry 6 isn't a bad game, it's a new, like the latest game in the franchise. Many people genuinely loved it. It's a beautiful world, the graphics are outstanding, and the combat, it's still enjoyable. There are many things great about Far Cry 6, but some players felt missions became too scripted, enemies, they became became less satisfying to kill or like, to tackle with. Some player noticed that the freedom of a player decreased, the sandbox became smaller, and most importantly, Anton Castillo never reached the level of Voss or Joseph Seed. And this is very important because these are the people that don't hate Ubisoft. They are fans, which makes their criticism more meaningful. So the real question here is, maybe the problem isn't Far Cry itself, maybe it's that Ubisoft stopped surprising us. The biggest problem with Ubisoft is that Far Cry isn't the only franchise. We have Ghost Recon, we have Watch Dogs, Skull and Bones, X-Defiant, Avatar, Star Wars, Outlaws. All of these franchises, they have their own fan bases, they have their own, like, these are really, really big franchises, and Ubisoft is dealing all of them at the same time. But here's the twist: many players began noticing the same design philosophy appearing everywhere, like in all of these franchises. Big maps, lots of icons, busy work, collectibles, minimal innovation, everything. They like all of these games, they literally now feel the same. I'm gonna mention Alex Hutchinson again, the director from Far Cry 4. He believed that Ubisoft became too afraid to experiment. Innovation is risky, we know that. Repeating success is safe. So, I think Ubisoft is leaning towards that. But safe eventually becomes predictable. And we gamers, we are really cheeky. We like anything but predictability. With these big titles, we need to be surprised. We want something new from these big studios. So one major question again: can Far Cry recover from all of this? Like at this point, me personally, I wouldn't buy a Far Cry game. Like I'm done with the series. And even there are a lot of news and a lot of excitement about Far Cry 7. But realistically, a lot of players they lost their faith in this franchise. And after all of this, we are not attacking Ubisoft. We are just questioning what should Far Cry 7 actually do. So Ubisoft can begin with giving players what they actually want. The resurrection of Far Cry 7 is only possible if they return the meaningful exploration in the game, not just the repetition of everything. Like across the map you are running around all day and killing the same enemies, and same vehicles are respawning, and like it's just shit show at this point. Also, they should smaller but denser worlds, maybe not like expanding the world to like 8 or 10 kilometers and then placing random NPCs on the every single corner. Another major change would be like fewer markers on the map. Right now the Far Cry maps are just full of marks, so it should be a really different approach. Better AI would be a really amazing thing in the game. The AI right now is not as good as it should be. A personal story would be a really good idea, because right now the stories in Far Cry, you can't connect to them. It's not like the difference between RDR2 game or like Metro Exodus games and currently Far Cry games. It's like very different. So I think Ubisoft should go for a more personal story. Another thing would be a villain. Far Cry games are always known for their best villains, and a villain that isn't trying to imitate Voss. So they should go for something different. All they've been trying after Far Cry 3 is make a villain just like Voss. So maybe make something different at this point. Player freedom is very important. New experimentation is very, very important for the franchise right now. And last thing, please add some real consequences to the game. Like in RDR2, if you are killing NPCs in a town, and after like 3 days, like literally after 3 days you were playing the game and you go to the same town, that you are wanted there. People, they hate you, the law is looking for you. And this is going on in different games. Like it's not just Red Dead Redemption 2, it's going on in different games. So please add some real consequences to the game. The funny thing is that I don't think Far Cry needs a revolution. It just needs some courage. First 3 games, they were remembered not because they were perfect. They were remembered because they were willing to try something different. And maybe that's the exact thing what Ubisoft is not doing anymore. They forgot this main idea of trying something different. Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? Maybe it was never about Jason. Maybe it was always about Ubisoft. Thank you for watching. Peace out. See you in the next one.